We all know that we should be working out, right? And so it's hard for all of us to find the time to work out. But even worse is when you're actually working out, starting to get consistent with your fitness program, and then you start finding that you're actually gaining weight. So if that's something that's happening with you and you're struggling with, you will definitely want to watch this now. I'm going to break down 10 reasons why you might be gaining weight from your exercise, and you're definitely going to want to stay to the end because the last one is something that I don't hear people talking about enough, and for some of you it's going to be really shocking. I'm going to be really direct with this first one, and that is that your snacks are crap. Now listen, it's really normal when you're exercising, especially if you start a new exercise program, that you might find a little bit of an increase in your appetite. You know, I've been a trainer for over 25 years, and I hear people talk about this all the time. That is normal, but it's really important that you start being mindful about what you're actually fueling your body with. And this is no easy task. I get it, that you're probably confused and you're frustrated because food labels and marketing, especially here in the US, they make it really hard to decipher what's real and what's healthy and what isn't. So a question I get asked on my channel a lot is, Tracy, should I be drinking a pre and a post-workout drink? And I think that's another example of very sexy marketing. It's one thing if you're training for a marathon, right? You're really putting in hours of work and you're sweating so much. Yeah, that's a case where you'd want to replenish those electrolytes. But for most of us who are working out, you know, 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, you're not going to need anything. Your best pre and post workout is water. So I just saved you a bunch of money there, right? And the other thing is when it comes to like protein bars and things like that, listen, I love a good protein bar, but when you're looking for a protein bar, really be mindful because there's such sexy marketing when it comes to that of like, oh, this one is, you know, made from simple ingredients and this one is real food that you can pronounce. But if you actually look at the label, there might be up to 20 grams of sugar in that bar. That's a lot. So a good guideline, if you're going to do something like a protein bar for something grab and go, 5 grams of sugar or less. That's really your best bet. But always try to eat real food, you know, making sure that your snacks are real food. Read your labels. Make sure that there's not added gums and sugars and all kinds of chemicals that you can't pronounce. If the ingredient list is really long, get rid of it and just keep it really simple so your body can recognize what it is. I promise you that is one of the best ways to solve creeping weight or unexpected weight, is just making sure that you are eating real food that you can pronounce. The second reason why you might be gaining weight is you're actually pretty sedentary, and you're sedentary the rest of the day. You know, it's so tricky, and I get it. Listen, I'm busy. I've got a 4-year-old. I run a business. I find that it's hard for me to find the time to work out and to really just get up off of my but we've got to move, and if the only time that you are moving during the day is your workout, it's likely not enough. So it's really important to find little ways to cheat in a little bit of extra movement. You know, walk, park a little bit farther away, take the stairs when you can. I know that these are things that you have heard before, but my question for you is, are you actually implementing it? So I use the app on my phone, just the health app on my iPhone, and I do track my steps, and I really make a concerted effort to make sure that I'm getting in extra steps during the day. You know, in the last probably 6 months really, I've struggled with it a little bit, so we can kind of help each other here. Let's be in it together. I think that there is something about a collective energy. Make sure that you're getting in extra steps. Pace while you're on the phone. You know, any chance that you can get to take a meeting, if you don't have to be in front of a computer screen, do a walk and talk. That's what I do. I just put in my AirPods and say, all right, let's go for a walk together. If it's like a catch up with a friend. These little cheats might sound insignificant, but what it's going to do is just really up your actual movement throughout the day, and that gets your metabolism going, and it's just so much better for your health and your longevity too, not to mention your weight. So get up, move, make sure that you're moving throughout the day. Even pacing, it works. Before we continue, I just want to say a huge thank you to Halara for sponsoring today's video. This top that I've got on, where I just think it is so adorable, this is Halara. And what I love about Halara is that it's athletic wear that is super, super high quality, but at really, really affordable prices. Their styles are super cutting edge. It's really that kind of like athletic wear in the streets that I just love. And they have some street clothes too. I mean, these pants, these are trouser pants in sweatpant material. So I am so cozy, so comfortable. These are probably like one of my new favorites. I love that the colors are so vibrant. They have a real range of colors. They're truly truly is something for everybody, and their sizing is incredible. It's so inclusive, so no matter what your body type is, there's really something for you. Okay, so I just need to show you like something so important. Do you hear that? Like, these leggings are so like, I feel like I'm like doing Pilates just by having these pants on. These are so high quality, and do you hear that? Like, I like my activewear pants to be really like, and these are exactly like that. And yet they're still like super comfortable, squat proof. That's pretty, but I just needed to like cut in and tell you that, because these are really good. So if you're looking for some new athletic wear that's super cute that you can wear on the streets, definitely check out Halara. And I've got a discount code for you, so you'll get 15% off your order by using my discount code. Check it out. I know that you will love it, and there really is something for everybody. The third reason why you might actually be gaining weight from your workout is you're actually new to working out, or you've changed up your routine. So hear me out. Let's get nerdy a little bit. So when we exercise, what we are actually doing is creating these little micro tears in our muscles. That's what actually creates muscles. And when we create those little micro tears, they fill up with fluid. And that fluid is what can, especially initially when you're new to working out, make the number on the scale actually go up. So I know it's counterintuitive, but when we're actually building muscle, it might make that number on the scale go up. But what I can tell you is be patient. Don't get frustrated. If you know that you're doing all the quote right things, that you're eating really healthily, that you're following your plan, that you're doing everything that you know to do to be healthy and well, and you're seeing that number go up a little bit, I wouldn't worry about it, especially if you've changed up your workout program or you're newer to exercise. This is something natural, normal, and to be expected. So let's all take a deep breath and just know to trust the process. The next reason why you might be gaining weight from your exercise is because you're actually eating when you're thirsty. Now, this is something you would think I don't, but I totally do. After 25 years of experience as a trainer, I still struggle with drinking enough water. I'm always thirsty. I forget to drink water, and it's just not something that I'm good at. But it's really important for you and for me, I'm looking at myself here too, to drink enough water, because when we are dehydrated, we can often mistake that for being hungry. And did you know that if you're even just as little as 2% dehydrated, your metabolism starts slowing down? And that's not something that any of us want, right? So make sure that you are drinking water. Do whatever you can do. One thing that I like to do is I will make like an herbal tea. One of my favorites is hibiscus, and I'll just put it in a beautiful glass pitcher, and I'll put hot water in it, and then I'll chill it, and then maybe put it on ice, a little squeeze of lemon, or not, just as is. And it's just a way for me to make sure that I'm really hydrating my body. You can also put a glass pitcher. I'm not a big fan of like Stanley cups and those giant, you know, garbage can looking water bottles that girls are toting around. That's an aging thing, but I digress. So what I would say to do is get a beautiful, chic, elegant, I can link one down below from Amazon, a little water pitcher, and put it on your desk if you spend a lot of hours at your desk or in your office or in your bedroom or wherever you're spending a lot of time, so that you can actually track how much water you're drinking. I know, you know, the big trend right now are those huge, you know, water bottles that you're carrying around, but for me, I'm like, I don't need to carry more stuff. I'm a mom. I don't need more stuff in my hands. That's just not for me. But I will put something chic, elegant, and sort of classic and chef's kiss beautiful on my desk. So do whatever you have to do to trick yourself into drinking more water, because I promise you, when we are well hydrated, our metabolism works better, and you're gonna be snacking a lot less because you're actually well hydrated. This one's a good one. The next reason why you might be gaining weight from your exercise is because you're actually just not challenging yourself enough. Now, I don't use any digital trackers. I don't have a ring. I don't use, you know, any of those things that you can do to track yourself, because I feel like for me, like a bracelet or something like that, it would make me absolutely bananas. Like, I don't need a device to tell me that I'm not sleeping enough. But when you're doing your workouts, you should feel challenged. Now, there's a fine line and balance, and we're gonna get more into this in a second, but when you're doing your workout, you should feel like it's challenging, it's pushing you a little bit, that you feel yourself kind of grunting a little bit. Not for every single workout. Like I said, we'll get into detail with this a little bit more, but you want to feel like it's actually pushing you to do a little bit more than you would if you were on your own. That's why most people hire me, right? Is because they need someone to kind kind of nudge them along. Listen, it's human nature. We always want to do the things that we like doing the most. Like if you love dancing, no one has to push you to go to a dance class, right? If you like walking, no one has to push you to take your walks, right? But maybe you don't love doing a Tabata workout, or maybe you don't love doing like Pilates or something like that. So it's really important that you are challenging yourself enough. There is a fine line with this. So if you've been confused with this and you've been struggling a little bit, I am here to help you. I want to invite you to my new class, Fit and Fabulous Over 40. So you can check it out. We'll leave it linked down below and also up here in the cards here. This really gives you my roadmap to looking and feeling your best and even reversing your cellular age. So if you want to look your fittest, be your strongest, and feel your most fabulous over 40, then I'll see you there. Now remember, I talked about that there is a fine line of balance here. So the other reason why you might be gaining weight is your workouts are actually too intense. I know, you're like, Tracy, I'm ripping my hair out. But here's the deal. If you are constantly, day in, day out, doing workouts that are super hardcore, like boot camps, like, long runs every day, like really just challenging yourself to a level of 10 every day, what happens is our cortisol levels raise, and sometimes they can stay raised in an unhealthy way, and that can cause belly fat, weight gain, and just overall stress and inflammation on your body. So it's really important that you really vary your workouts so that some days you're really pushing yourself a little bit more and other days you're doing something that's a little bit more gentle, like a yoga, a Pilates, even a walking based workout. That's why inside my fitness membership, Total Body Transformation, we have tons of different styles of workouts for this very reason, because everybody's going to be challenged differently, right? And especially over the age of 40, you want to make sure that some days you're doing like a HIIT workout or a Tabata workout, and then other days you're doing something like a Pilates or a dance-based workout or a yoga-based workout. So it's a little bit more varied so that you're challenging yourself on a different level on different days. Recovery, especially over the age of 40, is so, so important. What you used to be able to do in your 20s, you can't do now when you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, right? I don't have to tell you that, but it is fact. And if you're younger watching this, just stay tuned. I'm not here to scare you at all. Aging is a beautiful thing. I love it. It's something that I am proud of, and it's something that I love supporting women through this journey. However, things change, and it's important that we know how to work with our bodies, and that's exactly why I designed TBT to be that way. So if you haven't already checked out TBT, again, that's linked down below too, but really that's one of the biggest benefits that my members, why they see such great results at any age and any stage of life, is because, I really know how to design things so that you are getting that sweet spot of balance, and the best part is you're only doing it in 30 minutes a day. So really just check out your workouts. I know sometimes it can be scary to change your workout plan, especially if you're one of those people that's like super type A, So I think back to a couple years ago, I had a friend who was struggling with her body a little bit, and she was like, I'm gaining weight, I'm not doing anything different, and I know her, she's a good friend of mine, she eats super, super clean, really healthy, so I knew it wasn't coming from her nutrition, and I was like, well, what are you doing for your workouts? And she was like, well, I'm doing a spin class every day for an hour, every single day, and I take a bar class every single day, and I was like, girl, you are just doing too much. So I told her, listen, take it easy. She started doing Pilates and TBT, and her body is completely different. She looks longer, she looks leaner, she definitely has lost weight, and she looks just happier. So check it out. I know sometimes it can be scary if you are really a type A person that likes to go, go, go and push yourself. Try to incorporate some more gentle workouts and see if that moves the needle in the direction that you want. The next reason why you might be gaining weight from your workouts is you are not sleeping enough. Now, here's the deal. My daughter was struggling with her sleep about a year ago, and I used to be such a faithful, since she was born, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, do my workout 6 to 6:30, and then start the mom part of my day. I can't do that anymore. I cannot do that anymore because she now comes into my bed during the night, every single night. I'm being woken up, at least 1 to 2 times a night, if not sometimes more. And I need to prioritize my sleep in order to be the mom and the woman and the wife and the human being that I want to be. So I'm not saying don't work out. Obviously, you've got to work out, but let's be a little bit flexible. If you need to work out, you know, at lunchtime, or do it later in the day, or find a pocket of time, like I said, getting in those sneaky bits of activity, maybe taking a call, pacing around your office if you can't leave, or get outside, right? But make sure that sleep is a priority. You know, women really need more sleep than men. It's come out recently in research that women need an average of 9 hours of sleep a night. I know that I don't get 9 hours, but I feel pretty good. Every body is different, right? So I feel pretty good when I get about 7 hours of sleep. Everyone's gonna have a different number, but really do whatever you can do to really prioritize your sleep hygiene. Turn off those dang screens. I still struggle with this too, but your phones, your computers, your laptop, even your TV, turn it off, and then, you know, start incorporating red light glasses. I do that. I love reading at night, but I'm a Kindle reader, so I just do whatever I can do to make sure I'm not getting any blue light, and just make sure that you are getting enough sleep. Sometimes that in and of itself is the solution. We've got just 3 more things to get to, but if you're still here right now, I want to give a big chef's kiss. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. My community is amazing. I really think I have the best community here on YouTube, and it just means everything to me to engage with you in the comments. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment down below, and just know from the bottom of my heart how much I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank you for being here. The next reason why your exercise might be making you gain weight is actually because you are weighing yourself too much. Shouting it from the rooftops, I teach fitness, I teach weight loss. This has been my life's work for the last 25 years, and guess what? I don't own a scale. There's a reason why. I turn into a kooky pants when there's a scale around. Now, probably at this point in my life, maybe it would be a little bit less, but when I was in my teens and in my 20s, I would weigh myself multiple times a day. And did you know that women's weight can fluctuate up to 6 pounds in a day? 6 pounds. Now, I'm only 5'2", well, 5'1.5", but we'll call me 5'2", and 6 pounds on my body, that's a big difference. My point is, you know, your body weight is gonna fluctuate depending on, you know, the fluids that you're drinking, how hydrated you are, if you need to go to the bathroom, right? If you just went to the bathroom, did you sweat a little bit? You know, did you eat something salty? There are so many factors involved of what could fluctuate your weight. So if you don't wanna get crazy, I really advise my students and my clients, listen, if you're going to weigh yourself, I say do it once a week, or even better, once every 2 weeks, if you like to do it for that marker. You know, I have a good friend who says, you know, I just really like to, I kind of like to know when I need to pull things back a little bit, and I get it. For me, I always go by my clothes. How do I feel in my clothes? How do I look in my clothes? How do I feel, you know, in a bathing suit, something like that? You could take measurements. That's always gonna give you a more accurate gauge of how you're doing. You know, sometimes what we see in the mirror is not what's reality. So it's really important that you find a way that is healthy and comfortable for you and for your mindset to kind of gauge where you're at. But if the scale makes you crazy, get rid of it. And if it doesn't make you crazy, good for you. But I would say like once a week or once every 2 weeks, and that's enough. Shouting this one from the rooftop is you might be gaining weight because it's actually an underlying medical condition or your hormones. And especially for women, if you are over the age of 35, and we have seen that my audience on YouTube, it's about 60% women in their 40s and their 50s. So I'm talking to you. If you haven't gotten your hormones tested and you have unexplained weight gain and you feel like you're doing all the right things, this is your sign to get tested. Advocate for yourself. Unfortunately, our medical system really does not recognize perimenopause and menopause as a real health condition as it is. You know, it is a normal part of our life to be in perimenopause or to be in menopause. It's something that all of us are going to go through, and it is really important that you have the right support and guidance for you. So if your doctor is like, you're fine, it's nothing, find another doctor. But my point is, you're not crazy. You are not crazy. Hear that from my heart, and just know that there might be something else going on here. It might be a thyroid condition. It might be your hormones. It could be any number of things, but really just do your due diligence and advocate for yourself. The final reason why you might be gaining weight is your actual environment. Who you hang out with, what is your space like? It might be making you gain weight. If you hang out with friends that are always like, girl, let's get some queso dip and margaritas, or, you know, let's go get a burger. you likely might see those pounds starting to creep on even though you're exercising regularly. The other thing is, you know, I hear this all the time, and I'm a mom myself. People say, well, there's junk food in my house, so what am I supposed to do, deny my kids? And I say this. As a mom, and as, you know, a person that lives with other humans, we are the leaders of our house and our home. So even if your partner, your child, your, you know, nieces or nephews or whoever you've got in your home, they like certain things, you can kind of tailor it to things that, number one, maybe you don't like. So I don't know what's something I don't like. I don't care about chicken nuggets. There's usually always like some organic, healthier version chicken nuggets in my freezer as just a sort of like easy option for my daughter, right? It does nothing for me. She probably eats them like once every 2 months, you know? When I get chips or something like that, or chippies, as she likes to call them, I'll get a healthier version. She doesn't know the difference. Now, the other thing is, we're not doing anyone in our family any service by having junk food, you know, things that have colors and dyes and tons of sugar in it, by having that in their bodies either. So I always, with my daughter, and even with my husband, who doesn't make the same health choices, I just try to make sure that the things that I bring in the house are things that are a better version or are not things that I'm really gravitating towards. You know, it's really important to me with my daughter to make sure that she knows she can eat anything, no foods are off limits, and we try to make healthier options. So even with my 4-year-old daughter, when I'm at the grocery store, she doesn't read yet, but I'll be like, you know what, this yogurt that you're asking for, it has 20 grams of sugar, but this one only has 9, so we'll get that one instead. So, you know, be the leader of your house and your home for yourself, for your family, for your partner, or whatever you've got. Now, I also know some people have complained to me before, like in the workplace, there's like a snack room. Be the leader, be the one that says, hey guys, all right, together, we're all gonna get together and just make healthier choices, or just make sure that at least for yourself, you've got healthier options. Let's say Steve loves gummy bears and Swedish fish, and those are something you like. Make sure that you've got a healthy choice for a snack so that when he's eating the gummy bears with the added sugars and the colors and the God knows what in them, that you're having something healthier instead. So be the leader, control your environment in a good and healthy way, and you know, it's that trickle-down effect. Maybe you'll inspire other people to make better, healthy choices too. So I hope that that helped to clarify things for you a little bit. There are so many factors involved of why your exercise might be making you gain weight, and sometimes really the culprit isn't the workout at all. It's all the other things. So I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to leave me a comment. It truly is one of my joys of my week, is engaging with all of you. So definitely let me know what was your favorite tip, or if you've got something that I missed, let me know down below. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It's totally free to do so. And if you've been struggling with your hormones, you'll want to check out this video next, and I'll see you over there.